Hello everyone, and welcome to another Starcraft 2 replay, and this is a replay because my live cast kind of failed. Let's do the intros first. We do have myself, Ketroc, the red Terran, in the bottom right-hand position. Why do people always message me when I'm casting? And the top left we have a blue Zerg opponent, Broodlord. We're both like top 50 masters, so more or less the same MMR. And this was a fail cast because I actually tried to cast it drunk and it was so incoherent that I honestly can't post it. I've done a drunk cast before and it's kind of funny, but this one is just, yeah. It's only good if you can actually understand what's going on. So I'm throwing down my engineering bay block and just getting an idea of the spawning pool timing. Of course, he can't trap me because I was mineral walking. I'll come back and get as many hit points on this as I can without losing the SCV, and I think that's about it. I got 10 hit points left, time to head home. And he's even chasing me, so this engineering bay is going to stay up for quite a while. Throwing down my own command center at 16. And this often induces some sort of rush on me. If we check out the Zerg's spawning, he has spotted that, so now he's stuck on one base and he sees that I'm going for 15 command center, which often means he's going to be doing something fun. Chasing this drone around. One thing I've actually noticed, I'm not sure if this is a common technique. In fact, this is something I might want to look into. Maybe this is a response to an engineering bay block, but a lot of times Zerg has been doing a proxy hatchery in my base. And the first couple times, I'm like, okay, that's just some sort of weird response, but ooh, I just noticed something. When you cancel an upgrade, you're supposed to get all your money back, right? So I accidentally did the wrong command center into a planetary fortress. So I'm supposed to get back 150, 150. I only got back the 3/4. I thought upgrade is supposed to get 100% back. Or maybe that's just considered like a new structure, like a tech lab add-on or something. Oh well, I was wasting money. Yeah, but I've seen this proxy hatch thing happen so much that I think it might be like a standard response, and I've had trouble with it. But with that said, it's not having this game, so I don't really care. Just transferring out some workers, getting a nice little split between these bases. And as soon as my second marine pops here, normally I move this after one marine, but I guess I was a little bit late on this fortress, just because I upgraded the wrong one, so I built a second marine. And the defense, and it looks like a whole crap load of Zerglings coming in. And 6 Balings on the way. Let's check out his view. Doesn't know a whole lot's going on. He doesn't know I'm taking this gas. That gives him all the info he needs. Did that Zergling actually take a shot? Oh, whoops. I actually had an SCV standing on top of the supply depot, so all these Zerglings got in. Luckily, he microed them absolutely terribly, so that was actually an okay trade. I traded like 6 Zerglings for 3 SCVs, which is about the same. I guess it hurts my production, my intake a little bit. But we got a lot of Balings getting loaded up here. We got, wow, 15. So not enough to take out the fortress, but it is enough to blow through this barracks, which could be trouble. I'm going for my feint push here, because I thought I killed off all his Zerglings. Luckily I did take out a bunch of Balings, so that's actually a pretty good trade there. He lost 3 Balings in that. So, closing off that wall, getting structure armor, as it does not help versus Balings, but if you know Baling bus is coming, I think it's still worth it just because it helps a lot versus the Zerglings. And sometimes it's the Zerglings that get, like, it's the difference between getting through these structures. And, you know, maybe the range would have helped more. I could have popped some of those Balings on the way in. Pulling a bunch of SCVs to repair this stuff. Only on auto repair. That's lucky. I almost lost the command center there. Or supply depot. So luckily these Banelings are popping as soon as he loads them up, so I can just keep repairing between them. A bunch more Zerglings on the way though, he's really committing to this. And I don't have this sealed off, so he's able to get to this little divot. It's too bad. Using these SCVs to blow up Banelings. Which is pretty cool. I am losing a bunch of SCVs in this. You can see I've lost 15 workers. But I think I should still be well ahead despite losing 15 workers. Look at all the stuff he's committing to stuff that isn't drones. Yeah, I'm still up 21 to 15 worker count. I was able to take off a couple of Banelings for morphing there, and I think finally I got this under control. Now I got this wrap set up. Even set up a supply depot here to force and run down this way if he wants to keep running Zerglings through. Nothing I can really do about that, so I'm going to have to give away that supply depot unless range finishes. Oh, yep, just finished. Oh, too late. But still well up in the harvester count. So I did drunk cast this, and it ended up being pretty epic games to the point where I really wanted to put a video out. But yeah, that cast so just can't do. Obviously, I can't match the funniness of that, but at the same time, we need a little bit of coherency. There's such a thing as too drunk to cast. Gotta find that happy medium. Instead of setting up my turret defense, I like to do a little bit heavier on the edges because that's the spaces where they can like fly through and get behind. So it's kind of doubling up there. I'll probably end up throwing another turret here. There you go. Was able to find both of his overlords he sent out, so that's nice. Not only do I have 2 kills, but I've pushed his vision back to just the Zelnaga towers in his own base. Looks like he's going pretty heavy on the extractors, 4 gas fast. And Spire on the way, so we're going to be seeing mutas next. Got my 5 starports making ravens. And going to work on my next command center. Last match I did toy with going 3rd command center before factory with the idea of taking my 3rd base before mutas arrive. I don't think I would do that on a map where the 3rd base isn't fully protected. So maybe on like Shattered Temple or Shakura's Plateau where you can float to an kind of like the quote-unquote island where you know, the destructible rocks protect you. Maybe I'll do it there. But in this case, I think it's just too much of a risk. It's me just kind of poking in. Swinging around. They're not going to find a whole lot of entry points here. Did take out a missile turret, but looks like he traded at least 1 muta with that. Looks like another one is about to go down. I cannot seem to select him for some reason. Select. Yeah, got him. 11 hit points. Unit tab, it's more or less caught up in harvesters, but remember I got mules as well and whatnot. Of course he's finished his 3rd and taking his 4th. And I've just moved out to take my 3rd. I kind of missed that, but I'm floating out 2 command centers to FPS and even throw down a bunch of auto turrets. And now that CD's committing to try to kill it, I'm going to throw down a bunch more auto turrets. And that is going to be 1 wasted army. So I'm going back to this kind of defensive build. I like this if there's no clear harass route. Like here, like, okay, I got these 3 bases and he's got these 4, but what's the way to harass him? If cutting through the middle, he's going to spot it coming in. And if I like move out to say harass this space with auto turrets, that puts my ravens at high risk because they're really far away from anything to retreat to in terms of like defense like this. So instead, I kind of like using ravens defensively. This is where I'm going to set up these like explosive expansions. I throw out like 2 or 3 command centers to make PFs. All my spare marines move out there, throw down a bunch of auto turrets. Kind of like I'm doing right now. See, I'm moving over my spare marines. Throwing down some auto turrets, bringing over a command center to turn to a PF, going to bring over another command center. Normally I do that at the same time, but that's a lot to do. So it looks like I may have lost a Raven or two there, and I took out a couple of his whatchamacallits, Corruptors with Seeker Missile. Seeker Missile only does 100 damage, so you'd have to hit the same Corruptor twice with like full damage, like right in the middle of the splash damage, to actually get a kill. 100 damage is actually a really small amount. I mean, despite the splash, it's kind of sucks. Seeker Missile. It's okay when you got like a ridiculous amount of Ravens, as we saw last time, because then all of a sudden energy efficiency doesn't matter much. But when you're talking efficiency of the different spells, Seeker Missile is by far the worst, the least efficient. And now this is what I was talking about before. Remember, it was such a long flight distance? Now that I've actually set up these expansions, I have a base here, and he has a base here, and there's basically only like one screen length separating them. So I can use them defensively until our expansions kind of extend towards each other, and then all of a sudden I have these nice harassment options. I can come in and throw down all these auto turrets, and then within one screen length I'm back to somewhere protected. So this game seems to be going really well for me right now. However, I am drunk. And that is a factor you have to take into effect here. So this is, things are not going to continue to go well. So just kind of throwing in a couple auto turrets here. Look at this, I kind of actually just lock in my Marines, keep them safe, although it doesn't really last for long. I guess it kind of worked. Nice to take these on nuggets. Do you actually get to view? No, you can't quite see that, although I'll see the creep as soon as it's finished. Oh, this one. Yeah, no view. Although I do see the creep, so I'd assume he has that base. Unfortunately, he was burrowed already. So I went to clear that and left a couple here just to kind of keep Zerglings from breaking in. Setting up a PF right here, I figure you can do some, I can take out the rocks of the PF and then expand, but oh, I got caught in a money fungal, and this is not good. I'm completely stuck, and with Hydras and Corruptors all over me, all I can do is just spend as much energy as I can before I die. So my Raven count is back to 6. Back to 6. Building a bunch more command centers. I'm really into this command center thing now. I find when I play defensively, I can max out on Ravens, so Marines are just like using up supply, and it could be more Ravens. So instead I'm spending my minerals on tons and tons of command centers, and we'll see how that kind of pans out. I'm going to turn all these ones into orbitals, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 macro orbitals. That's going to be fun. While he was out of position, I did set up some auto turret harassment here. Looks like I'm going to get all his drones. But Ultralisk's out now, that's always never good. So we got Hydras, Infestors, Ultralisk, Corruptors. That's a pretty good composition of things that are good against Ravens. Building some more command centers out here, as we do have 7k in the bank. Oh. So I have tons of minerals, right? So with tons of minerals, I can afford to build a bunch of orbitals. So with all these orbitals, I can make mules, right? But all that will do is just give me even more minerals I can't spend. So I don't need minerals. My opponent, however, does need minerals. So the tactic here is I'm going to use these orbitals to drain his minerals. So So we switch to my view, I scan one of his bases, and time to steal some minerals. And don't scoff at this, it'll actually add up, and considering I don't need the money, that'll give me a little bit of money, because I'll probably do 1, maybe even 2 trips before dying. And that's money that from his base. So I'm just basically, with 15 mules, I'm going to steal at least 450 minerals. If they make another trip, that's 900 minerals I'm stealing.
Research complete. Our SCV
I do see his army coming kind of close. I'm going to set up the auto turrets in advance. Here they come. I'm making another planetary fortress. So I got 3 of them. The third one should be done maybe in time. We'll see.
upgrade.
Just kind of setting up auto turrets wherever I can. Do have a good amount of them here. Well, an okay amount of them. 2 of my fortresses are down. Some 0-0 Marines with no other upgrades coming. And I held, just barely, but I held. And not a whole lot left to his army, so we did do a good amount of damage there. Ooh, all those Hydras are low health. Oh well. Speed up some, go back to full map, production menu. So more Ultralists, and we got some both level 2 attacks coming, I guess, since he's got a pretty even mix. No Carapace upgrades as of yet. This is actually a little unfortunate. I only noticed this in the replay. I had everything attacking the rocks, and he happened to attack right at that moment. So I lose the majority of my stuff here before I can come back. So good spread of auto turrets to be able to stick around. And the point I used to keep my ravens together was not a good point. I like to spread all the auto turrets and then rejoin them somewhere, but you gotta rejoin them somewhere safe, not right out of the middle of nowhere. So all those ravens in you're dead, and if I'm going to repair, this is the time to do it when they're all like 1 fungal away from death. Yummy gold minerals. Check this out, they can even do a return trip. I love it, so much fun. Since I don't really need minerals for Marines, or not spending on that, I decided to get Blue Flame Hellions just to do a little more harassment. These mules are doing trip after trip. I don't even care if they can return the minerals, as long as they steal them from these patches. That was good, I stole like a good 1,500 from there. And it looks like he's going to be busting in the side here with a lot of Ultras. They do have their specific Ultralist Carapace upgrade. Everything here is going to die. Oh, I looks like at least save the Marines, but everything else is going to die. I am harassing up this side though, so it looks like I'm going to get 2 bases down. Well, 1 base. Continuing on, throwing down scans at least this time. That's a lot of spore colonies though, gotta be a little bit wary of just walking through them. Don't be afraid to use PDDs versus them, it's probably handy. Ooh, I'm getting caught though a little bit. Oh, those suckers are all dead. A couple of them survived. Let's have some emergency defense over here, with some Marines behind. But I'm kind of struggling for expansions. Looks like I still got these 2. Double PF here, this one's back to a single. Did not get this hatchery down, but I do have auto turrets in range of some of these patches, so a lot of these drones coming out picked off. See if I got. Oh, I got an Ultras down. It's better than nothing. Oh, I even focused hard at Infestor. That's cool. Triple fortress set up here. Obviously, even 3 fortresses isn't that great versus Ultras. Turn down some bunkers. Looks like he's 2-1 on his upgrades with another 2 armor from that specific Ultralist upgrade. I'm not seeing a whole lot of drones here, so I think I killed a bunch. Let's look at the workers killed. I killed 100 drones, he's killed 70 SCVs. But that's a pretty big looking death ball there. What's my Raven count up to? Yeah, so-so. So harassing up the side, lost a couple of the spore colonies, that sucks, but now he's coming in here, I'm way out of position, so the stuff is on his own. Ouch. SCP is an auto repair, not good versus fungal. That base is down, and oh no, I got caught. You should have heard the gibberish I was saying when I was actually playing this game. And the preemptive GG. I hate people who do that. I was able to focus fire the nearly dead ultras there with my PF, so let's see how that money worth out of the PF, but I am almost out of mining bases here. This one's basically mined out dry, and I don't think it's going to survive much longer anyways. That's that. I mean, I got this base over here with, looks like 3 fortresses, maybe a 4th on the way. Oh, some long distance mule mine going on here. It's funny, I'm losing all my bases and I'm still just like long distance mining. Oh, hello drones. Yummy. So what are we at here? I got 31 SCVs but only 1 base. He's got 1 base and 10 drones, but he has an army still, and I lost all my ravens. I got 4 ravens left. And this base, despite having, well, I'm bringing a bunch of marines over. Let's see how this goes. Well, that's a lot of Pestilence. No, those marines are not upgraded yet. Now he's taking all my mining bases, I'm down to just bases that aren't mining at all. Staying at that PF. Rerallying these to the other side of the wall, you know, anywhere to keep them between a wall between the altars and that. But yeah. The good thing is his army is pretty much gone. I did have this leftover Raven that survived one of the many fungal clumps that got me. Deciding to move out these orbitals now to use them as actual bases and not just macro stuff. Five Ravens. Looks like that's almost all of them. I got 6th over here. And looking to harass, so I can notice he didn't have these 2 bases, so coming in at the last one here. Looks like a misclick here. I got 1 orbital with another 2 floating over top. It's pretty cool. Oh, it's PF actually. Guess I'll slow it down some. We've gone 2x speed, but this was a long game. Actually using mules on my side of the map for once, that's different. Unfortunate timing though, because here he comes. And with just 6 Ravens, I'm pretty low energy. Well, actually no, they're high energy, but still, ultras. Too bad mules don't repair faster. Oh, I ran out of gas to repair it too, so that was pretty useless. Oh, fungal. Run away! Run away! Looks like, yeah, there's a new mining base set up. So that's 1 more mining base than I have. No idea where this orbital is off to, but don't think it's going to last very long with these hydras on it. Goodbye, refinery. Yeah, what I do have is all those minerals, though, I never spent, right? So, that's the one thing, even though I don't have a mining base, I still got tons and tons and tons of minerals, because apparently building like 25 command centers is not enough to spend up my minerals. I threw around a tech lab, too, to get the marine upgrades. I'm like, man, I don't have any gas at all. So working on trying to take some Vespian geysers. Probably don't want to take that one. Good, cancel that in time. I guess in an emergency, if you're the last structure, it would make sense to build a refinery on a Vespian geyser that has no gas in it. But other than that, I don't see much of a purpose. But he is using Zerglings now to kind of scout around for these bases, and he's going to find them. Yeah, they're just kind of catching me at all places. Sending out these Marines, but it feels too early. I don't have those upgrades I need. I guess I kind of got to clear at least these single Zerglings out. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ouch. Don't have combat shield, so those Fungals did good damage. I'm sending my Ravens up this side of the map though, so hopefully I'll be able to shut down his last base. And a couple Hydras, I'll take that at this point. Take anything. Oop, there goes an Ultra. Going up to the Infestor, that was a fruitless cause. To get in here, I don't think I killed his drones though, no. He was able to save them all. But hopefully this at least takes his final base down. Still has a little bit of mining going on here, some gas and whatnot. But I still have that mineral store, though it's getting a lot smaller. I think I probably spent about 10,000 of it. Let's get this gas going, come on. Really need that stim and combat shield if there's going to be any use out of this. Wow, still 20 minutes left in this game. Let's go back to 2x speed. Taking the Zelnagas. It's always useful, and I do have the minerals to spare to do this. Obviously, if you look at my view, you can see a lot of things going on, like this army moving out, and these drones long distance mining. Always good info. That's unfortunate though, I am losing these orbitals. Pay a little more attention. And mined up, or I would say mined up, turreted up this area so he can no longer long distance mine it. Looks like he's going to go all the way to my gold, which is, you know, probably not that much less efficient. If you're going to run it far away, you may as well run it far away for gold minerals. So he's completely broke. What does his army consist of? What we got up here? He's still got 3 Ultralisks and 4 Infestors, which can cause a lot of problems for me when I have no army. So I'm trying to deal with these Zerglings. Did alright, at least I killed off that little small hill of drones, but he was able to save up that 300, so he's taking this expansion yet again. Meanwhile, my Marine army is getting pretty good, and we do have the combat shields. And no stim. Oh, here's some stim on the way. Still another couple minutes, though. Taking these gas in preparation for it, but shut up, phone. But it's blocked by a Zergling here. Still 4 Infestors with full energy. Looks like these Ultras are pretty high in health as well. You could use a little transfuse on it. Bringing a lot of Marines, trying to do a little bit of splitting action with them until Fungals just turn super deadly. come before stim was ready? No, stim's ready. I didn't stim, which is cool. Well, I guess it's because I was throwing out auto turrets at the time. Ooh, I even have that original Viking from the beginning of the game. So getting that drone count way down. But he does have some Zerglings and Ultra left, and that should be the end of his force. Got most of his Zerglings, but he still has that full hit point Ultralisk, and this is, I think, all I have left. Yep, 3 Ravens and 6 Marines. And that gigantic store of minerals is now officially gone. That was the end of it. And unfortunately, all these mules are going to get wasted. Yeah. Did pull over enough Marines to save that though, so he's going to swap, take the Ultra out, and leave these Zerglings to defend, but that's not enough to defend. So I do throw down all the auto turrets I can, and we get the punching blows on that hatchery. Now we've ended his mining. Floating out my last orbital command up to the top. I think that was actually the main one. All my macro ones are gone. Gas is empty, so this base is completely done, except for 70 minerals. That's unfortunate. He does scout this base right at the moment I dropped my mules, so I didn't even get to return 30 minerals. So I do have the bottom left and the top right. Look, he's long distance mine to this rich mineral field. I'm like, I want it, but his arguments keep spotting me. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, mine! Fighting over a final patch, that's what this game's come to. Just kinda hunting around. He's coming into my base. I really have nothing to kill this with. So I'm just kind of solidifying my front door. You might think this is overkill, but at this point in the game, I'm secreting Zerglings. Because they can do infinite damage to my base since I can't even afford basically anything, and I'll take a kill when I can get it. That Ultralisk is actually really low in hit points now. So I throw down one auto turret to deal with that Zergling if he tries to come in. Spread out in case there's infestors. I'm going to lead auto turret as a scout. I do see the Ultralisk, so it's... Usually Seeker Missile is terrible against Ultralisk, but when they're low hit points, I will take the kill. It's time to repair up, because I am pretty low. And he does get up to 7 Zerglings, so he's going to try one desperate attempt to come in here and finish off this base, but I still have energy left, so here comes 7 Zerglings. And now he's basically done. He is long distance mining again from this base, but I'm getting solidified over here. I got double mules, I got this base pretty safe. I'm up to 5 Ravens again. I do have a little Marine force. And Zerg is down to just 5 drones. Nothing but 5 drones. And with these auto turrets, he will no longer be able to mine from these mineral patches. So what are 5 drones to do? Let's scoot around and waste time. Oh, no, wait, sorry. I forgot. I'm playing Zerg and I'm using Ravens. And that always spells BM, win or lose. My turn to preemptive GG, although I don't think it's preemptive at all at this point. We'll call it the BM GG by GGing like for the other person. Yeah, you can micro drones when you got stim. It does come down here to mine though, that's not going to work. And with those Marines moving out, that's the end of that. And there's the noob. And the goodbye. So if we learn one thing this match, when you're getting completely trashed by a Zerg opponent losing all this stuff, what you do is you just scan your opponent. haul down a shitload of mules in his face. That's my priorities. Micro priorities, throwing down mules in my opponent's face. Now let's see how many mules are we got. We got 16 mules doing 30 minerals per trip. Oh, math skills, don't fail me now. 480 per trip, so like we'll say 500 per trip, and they do 2 trips, 3 trips. I stole 1,500 minerals from this expansion. That's like completely mining out one of his patches. So you can kind of see my idea with this build is go a little more defensive if I don't have like, some sort of close air spawn to attack him with. Wait until I get this sort of close distance. Like once he's taken this expansion here and I've taken this expansion here, then I have a safe harass route, so I'll take that. And since I'm going defensive and passive during that time, I will be able to max out, and I don't want to max out on Marines. So I'm going a lot less on Marines and more on Ravens, which gives me the money to buy tons and tons of command centers. And doing ridiculous things like throwing down 3, 4, 5 planetary fortresses at an expansion. Getting lots of missile turrets. Getting a bunch of like macro orbitals for stealing his minerals from his side of the map. All this sort of ridiculousness. One thing I didn't do is use like my 7 orbitals actually scan for my Ravens instead of like not walking into Fungals once, but I think I lost like a shit ton of Ravens like 3 or 4 times to Fungals. There's really no excuse for that when you have scan. You just use the vision you have of the map, and when you're going through a zone where it's a possibility that he could be there, you just scan ahead. You know, just don't fly right into infestors. In fact, there's this one point over here. Let's see if I can find it again. Throw on these auto turrets, and I move out. And he comes into attack. And then I do it the right way, right? I'm doing that spread I was talking about where there's really no good fungal targets. And then I just decide to regather them all right here. Like, that wasn't even getting caught. That was just a complete stupidity. Luckily I didn't actually lose a gigantic club that time, but I still cost myself, like, I still lost some Ravens and then cost myself like a couple more Ravens worth of repair gas. Because you can see my gas is actually going down at a significant rate besides just spending it because of this repair. But as long as I can long distance mine the gold, that's all that matters. And with that, we will call that GG. Thank you everyone, and goodbye.